Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raw, Hard, and Real. I'm here today with a very special guest, Sakyra. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks for having me. How about you?
I'm great. I'm great. Did I pronounce it right? Right? Like Sakira, as you said? Yeah, because I was going to say Shakira, and then I was like, no, okay, it's not Shakira.
No.
So, Sakyra.
It's always difficult with the name.
Yeah, by the way, it was nice meeting you for just a brief moment at Fabric on Saturday.
Oh man, what a night. Wow.
How was it? Was it your first time here in Madrid?
Not the first time in Madrid. I played at Hard Mission once.
Okay.
And versus Massive Disorder at Hard Mission night. And this was the second time in Madrid. The first time at Fabric. It was insane, really. We had the time of our life, really.
Yeah, I mean, and also you had like a big crowd on the stage, so it was perfect.
Indeed.
I saw you for a really brief moment, but it was crazy. And also, I liked it because your set was different from what I was expecting. It's more like a hardcore set, which I appreciate.
Oh, amazing. That's really great to hear. It's, yeah, I mean, it has been a difficult challenge to pursue the mainstream direction fully, but it's my plan to do this. So I'm going slowly more in the mainstream section. I did produce a lot of other stuff in the past. This doesn't mean that I will stop doing it because I still have my live act, which is going to be a little bit more extreme. Also because I'm signed with 666, so I get to play in a lot of up-tempo stages and stuff. So it's always good to adapt to those situations because I also played in the past. In up-tempo stages, you play mainstream and people don't really appreciate it, you know? So yeah, I'm really happy you like my set and the direction that I'm taking.
Yeah, I think that the problem, right, like nowadays, it's that everywhere you're just listening to up tempo. So at least,
Yeah.
On my personal opinion, I like when some artists start playing another type of hardcore because at some point, just listening to up tempo, it's I don't know for me. I don't know. I can hear to listen to like one or two sets, but that's it. After
That's
that,
it,
I mean,
yeah.
I just become crazy. Yeah, yeah, but I really enjoy it.
And I'm happy to hear.
And also, it was like the second time in Spain, or you have been to other places here in Spain?
Oh, I played in Base in the Park, close to
Nice.
Barcelona. Really amazing party. Wow. Also, that one has a special place in my heart as well. I played in Marresa with Madhouse at Arcor Italia also.
Nice.
And I think that's it, yeah, for now. But looking forward to come back more often because I really love it.
You have to, you have to. And which one has been your favorite?
Sorry, is my
Which one has
favorite.
been your favorite?
Between these ones, I think Fabric actually. Also based in the park. Also based in the park was really special, but Fabric, this set in particular, made everything special because I saw people really loving it, loving the hardcore sound. So it made me really happy. One in Based in the Park, the crowd was a bit mixed because the lineup is not fully hardcore. So I don't think there were only people that want to listen to hardcore. While at Fabric, it was a dedicated crowd. People really wanted to listen to me and my hardcore. So I was super happy.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing about Fabric since they have like a lot of stages and at least they open three. It's like you can go to listen to the type of hard music that you want to, right?
True.
So you don't have to listen to another type of music that you might not enjoy as much.
Indeed. I was I was pretty scared because I was playing the same time as Brennan Hart and Striker, so like, oh no. But at the end it went perfect, so that was great.
But actually, it's as I said, that's like different genres, you know. So it was the Strikers, which is raw. Then was Brennan Hart, which was hard style, and
Hardstyle.
then you, which were hardcore. So it was perfect, you know. I think
Indeed.
yeah. So I think that it was perfect, and a lot of people here in Madrid love hardcore and up tempo. So
That's
I mean,
amazing.
yeah. It's so pretty cool here.
Really nice, really nice. Can't wait to come back.
Yeah. Next time you have to tell me. And maybe if you tell me with a little bit of time, I would love to do an interview like in person because I'm starting to do that as well. So it would be nice.
Oh, that's sick.
But, yeah. So okay,
For sure.
I want to start right now with your story, with your backstory. Like, when did you start it? How did you start getting into music in general, and then how did you get to play hardcore?
Okay, so I started to listen to hardcore when I was 12. It's been a real long time that I listened to it. I just heard some songs from people around me, and I got super excited about it. And I started to listen to it always. So I was just passionate about the genre for a really long time. Until in 2017, I had the feeling that mainstream was dying. So there was like not enough mainstream in that period. So I really had the feeling that I had to do something to make a comeback. That was my motivation of why I started to be a DJ, because I wanted to make hardcore, to make it grow again. And that's when I started in 2017. At the end of 2017, I started to do my no wait. I actually I thought that music was produced from the from the CDJs. I didn't know that you produce music in the computer at that time. It was really stupid. So I download the virtual DJ. I was like, but why I cannot create sounds? Like, what the hell is going on here? Really, really, really dumb. I had really no idea what I was doing at the time. But so then I finally understood that you can't make music with virtual DJ, and that you have to learn producing. But of course, that takes a lot of time. So I was just jamming around with my virtual DJ, and then I bought my equipment right after maybe 2 weeks, that I realized that I can't play with this computer thing. So I gotta buy my stuff. And yeah, that's when I started to do like some no way, I had one gig. It was like a birthday of my friend. It was the first time I played in front of a crowd, and my project still didn't really exist in that moment. And yeah, I had so much fun at that gig. It was just a birthday, and a friend who was a DJ by himself, he was doing tech, and he was like, well, why don't you open your own project? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, you like it, it's good and everything. So he give you a big motivation, and that's how Sakyra started at the end. And yeah, I started to do my first live streams, the gigs around in Italy. I want to play in Italy like for free for 4 years, all around the clubs. I start trying to promote myself and get into the game. And then I moved to the Netherlands in 2020, where I start my music production school, and then I finished it and I stayed there because I'm happy there.
Okay. And by the way, how's the scene in Italy? Or why did you move from Italy to the Netherlands?
Okay, in the period that I moved, there was not COVID yet. No, wait, it was during COVID when I moved, but right before COVID, the scene was really difficult in Italy because I don't know, police didn't want parties to make them happen, so they were just canceling all the parties every time. It was not possible. I had some gigs, and like one day before, I say, no, you cannot come because the party is canceled. And it happened so many times that I realized that the scene was dead in Italy. Like there was no chance to make anything here. But actually, after COVID, it came back really strong. But yeah, I moved, and also I really wanted to do this music production course with Never Surrender. So I thought I would have stayed there some months, and then I would have come back. But then I moved there with my boyfriend. We stayed there. So, and I think I never played in the Netherlands, like playing there, but all the connections, all the people are in the Netherlands, all the opportunities, chances to speak to others, labels or other artists, everyone is there. So sometimes I think to myself, do I really have to stay in the Netherlands because I never played there? But then I realized that, but then I realized that you have everything, like every person about on the scene is there. So I think it's the best place to be if you want to do this job.
Yeah, and that's really interesting. And I actually have thought about that and have been telling a lot of artists that only play here in Spain that I think that if you want to make it big, it's a lot easier if you go to the Netherlands. I mean, it's not impossible, but as you said, even if you're not playing that much there, it's like all the connections and all the people, like everyone is there. So it's a lot easier. But still nowadays you don't play that you don't play in the Netherlands?
I play maybe twice a year. Maybe I got some big festivals. Okay, yeah. I got some big festivals coming up this summer. I can't wait to say. Actually, Harmony of Arcor was just announced like 20 minutes ago, so super excited about it. I just play in the big festivals, and now, yeah, maybe now that I changed agency, hopefully I get to play more in the Netherlands. But I think that my music doesn't fit the Netherlands scene because I don't make up tempo. I think that's the issue. There's a lot of up tempo parties in the Netherlands. There is only up tempo parties in the Netherlands, so that's why I don't get to play there, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, it's like up tempo or euphoric hardstyle right now.
No, not even extra raw. I wish it was euphoric, Carson.
I have seen a lot of parties organized by J. Reeve and Solstice, and I have seen that there are a lot of classics and euphoric
Classics.
parties.
Different.
Okay.
A lot of classic parties are coming back, like the music of those times, but not the actual genre, like not the new euphoric, because there's still a lot of artists doing it. Future Noise, David Wild,
Yeah.
Beat Front. There's still a lot of people still doing the euphoric art style, but yeah, I see that people that doesn't do up tempo never play in the Netherlands. Also, the big DJs of our scene, they just play around, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, hopefully one day the hardcore scene will come back also in the Netherlands, because it was born there, so it deserves to be there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I actually think that everything goes back to the beginning, you know, like musically speaking or whatever, that like even on trends or whatever. It's like a cycle. So I think that right now, since uptempo has been taking all over the hard scene, I think that at some point it's just gonna go slow, and maybe I think like hardcore, the mainstream hardcore is gonna be like the actual, like he's gonna be on top of the game.
Oh, I hope so. That's a dream.
It's
Dreaming.
probably it's not gonna be the same, you know, but I'm sure that it's gonna slow down because it can
Just a
go
little bit
faster.
better. Yeah. Yeah, no, indeed. It has to reverse at some point. It can't die, because you know what I think is just that there is a lot of people that still like hardcore. They really love hardcore, but they're just maybe a little bit older people that they don't like to interact on social media or stuff. They just listen to their music, and maybe for the uptempo there's a lot of little kids that like to interact with things, so people think, oh, uptempo is the hype. No, it's just the little kids like to comment, and maybe a 30-year-old person doesn't give a shit, you know what I mean? It's a pretty honest opinion, but I think that there's a lot of people that like hardcore, but they're just a little bit absent on social media. Also me, I was a listener. I never followed one of the artists that I like. My favorite artist, they play. I followed him the day I started to play. Otherwise, for example.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting, because I was the same. Like, I wasn't following any of my favorite artists like until I started doing this. Because I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, because I used to follow like famous people, not that many actually, but you know, I don't know why I wasn't like that interested in following the artist. Nowadays I love it. Well, I do this, but still, like, I don't know. I'm actually interested on what they are posting, on all the music, on all the festivals, and whatever they are just posting.
Indeed. So, but you understand the thing. Like, if you're a listener, you just don't even think about it. You just want to listen to the music that you like. You make your life and everything. You don't think, oh, I have to follow this artist because I have to support it. And who the hell thinks about that, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little kid, so.
Yeah, maybe because I'm old, then I'm like that.
Well, yeah, maybe we're getting older, I think. I don't know. I'm 26 still.
Oh, you're a baby. You're still super young. So yeah.
Still young.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy indeed.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask you, on which countries do you see that the scene is still there? Like, for example, for you, what are the countries that you get more gigs at?
Italy, France, and
Italy.
France. Yeah, France is more than the others. Then Belgium, but also my old agencies from Belgium, so that also helped get me more gigs in Belgium. And yeah, Italy, France, Italy on top. And I hope Spain will come a lot, because it's definitely one of my favorite countries. If I get to play Italy, France, and Spain, I'm super happy.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be playing a lot here.
I
Also,
also
I do know. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a connection between Spanish people and Italian people,
A
and
lot.
and they actually love like Italian artists. That's why they actually did Hardcore Italia a few weeks
Yeah,
ago here in
yeah,
Madrid.
super cool. And the hard mission as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool, yeah. And also Hardcore Italia that came back, it's such a huge thing for us. A super dream, like when you saw it dying and then it comes back. You're like, so we're back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
And what's your favorite country to play at?
For now, France.
Okay.
For now, France, yeah. But maybe because I played there a lot and every time is amazing also. No, I'm kidding. The crowd is super warm. They like everything, especially they're super open-minded, and I really love to play there. If you play soft stuff or hard stuff, they're happy anyways. That's really cool. While in Italy also, they're super happy, but if you go too hard, they're not happy. They don't like uptempo in Italy. So it's yeah. I mean, it's growing. It's growing. There is some main artists that they're still on top of the game of uptempo in Italy. And people still love them personally, not the genre. You know, they like F Noise or Andy. They're the kings of uptempo in our land, and people love
Yeah.
them, but not the genre. So it's really, really interesting. But there is some little uptempo parties, little uptempo producers as well. So for sure it's developing, but it's never managing to get big. Never. So because people really are super dedicated to the hardcore.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
like it
it's
especially.
it's interesting now that you mentioned F Noise and Andy the Core, because I like that way of thought, like thinking about supporting the artist instead on just the genre, you know, because
Yeah.
I think that for example, for me, I can tell you my 6 favorite artists and they don't have anything in common. And I don't like saying like I mean, for example, I can say that I prefer raw style above everything, but still that doesn't mean that all my favorite artists are from raw style, you know? Because for example, I love Sub-Zero Project and it's one of my favorite artists. I love DJ Isaac and it's like
It's
saying
really
it from me.
natural.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I love TNT. But still, and I just mentioned 3 of my favorite artists, and they are not close to raw. But still, raw
No.
style is like my favorite genre nowadays. So I like supporting those artists because I love their music. So instead of I don't know, saying like, oh, these labels, music labels, instead of using music labels, it's like, okay, I love this artist, I love what he's doing, and it doesn't matter if it's whatever, because they have like this authentic sound, which is something that actually nowadays is lacking. I think that the genre is lacking. It's hard to find like new artists that have like a unique sound, and
True.
at least only like maybe 2 or 3 are coming each year. So I think that today there's a lot of quality, but there's not enough authenticity.
True. Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, but there is some people, fortunately, that
Of
who are
course.
saying they believe in it and keep on doing it. So that's a very nice thing.
Yeah. Actually, tomorrow I'm interviewing F Noise.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Nice,
tell him
nice.
because I saw that you have like a song together, right? I call
Oh,
it.
yeah, indeed. We made a very hard track together. Nice. Yeah, he's a very close friend of mine. We're super close. So I really
Yeah,
love him.
yeah, and I think that it's probably your hardest track, at least from
Of course, I mean. But well, it's with him, so it has to be hard.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I did release some harder stuff, also alone, maybe a couple. But yeah, now we'll do it just for the live act. I'm working on an EP of like 3 tracks for this live, and hopefully I'll release it soon. And I'm gonna do this live in April in the Netherlands, actually, the DRS birthday, because I signed with 666, so I'm
Nice.
now in the agency. And yeah, I will have to make a harder live for this occasion. And yeah, I can't wait to say about the other gigs. There's one big gig in particular, but I can't say it yet.
Okay, but see, I like that because still you are, what's the word, versatile, that's the word, like
Exactly,
you
yeah.
can do, yeah, that you can go from this live act, which is going to be super hard, but still you have your main act, like, well, not main
Indeed.
act, but just like which is like your your true self. So I like that, and that's what I was saying, like DJs and artists have to be versatile. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. Okay, I'm sorry, but I think that people will understand.
Indeed. I understand it too. And probably I would say it's also in Italian, so
Yeah, but I
it's
don't like
always
that.
good to adapt to the situations, you know.
Exactly.
Not every party is the same, not every country is the same, not every timetable is always the same. You know, sometimes I had to play after DRS or cryogenic, and I'm like, what do I have to do now? You know, difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. You just go there, you start to play your stuff, and people, it's not hard enough anymore. So you gotta find a way to adapt. And I found my thing in the tempo that I like is more extreme stuff, like the track with that noise. So I will find a way to make it work properly, hopefully.
And by the way, which with which artist has been your favorite collaboration?
Oh, oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm not decided between 16 Shots with the Satan and Cold
Okay.
Pops with Chaos Project. They're both very special tracks because I like a lot the super gangsta vibes. And they're hard, they're really rough in their way, but not fully up tempo. So I really enjoy that kind of stuff also.
Nice. And you mentioned that F Noise is a really good friend of yours.
Yeah.
Who else is close to you, like on the industry?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people. Anime also is a very close friend of mine. There's Mad Dog, Kronos, the Italian gang.
Oh yeah, all the Italian gang.
Yeah, the Italian gang. Let's call it like that. These are the top fight. There's also the Italian gang is big. We're actually all in Amsterdam, so that's not Christian, eh? But Fef Noise, Anime, Mad Dog, we're all in Amsterdam, so that's nice. At least we get to see each other. Ista also, she's not Italian, but have been really close.
Friends.
And yeah, who else? Who else? It's like,
But that's amazing. Like having your own people that are working on the industry and being able to see them like very often. I think that that's amazing because also you can support each other.
Exactly. So that's also what I meant when I said you live in the Netherlands. You don't play much in the Netherlands, but you have everyone there, and you feel better with your circle of friends, of people supporting you and doing the same things, because it helps also to talk with people that have way more experience than me, of course, because they're in the game since much more time. So that's a really great thing to have, indeed.
Yeah. And so do you think as a foreign artist, is it really hard to find yourself a place in the Netherlands as an artist?
Apparently, yes.
I found it the hard way, but yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I think as the music genre, that is the problem. And also you have to work a lot on social media, because there's also Italians that are in the Netherlands. They're making up tempo, but they're still not playing. But maybe it's because of the social media. So it can be anything. The problem can be anything. It can be your image, can be the music, can be the culture. Maybe you're not a nice person, or you just act like a dick, so they don't want to put you there. Or, I mean, it can be multiple things. And I hope to get also in the Dutch scene a little bit more, for sure.
For sure you will. I'm pretty sure. You're a really nice person. You're not a dick, so.
Thank you.
So sure you will make it.
Thank you.
And by the way, now that you mentioned social media, how important is it for you?
Oh, it's almost everything, honestly. To be honest, it plays a very crucial game, and I think that my career started to improve the moment that my social media was getting better. Yeah, even if I was releasing music, but I didn't enjoy it. It's not that I didn't enjoy social media. I never understood why I had to do it. Like in my mind at the beginning, I was just thinking, I want to make my music, I want to be in the studio. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't want to do anything. And also at the beginning, I was showing myself in a really, how you call it, in a very hardcore way. You know, I didn't care. I was in my studio with my PJs. I was showing myself. I really didn't care about anything. But then at some point, people make you realize that you need to have a presence, you need to work on your image, you have to be constant, post always and everything. So it took me some time to accept this. It was not something that it came instantly. And also my friend Ista, she teach me a lot of this also, about social media, and trying to convince me also as I make TikTok, as I do this. It was a disaster, really. But then after I started to see also some results, then it kept me motivated. Okay, I need to keep working on this. I need to be constant, and it's really important. So that's how I got here, I guess.
No, but as you said, right now it's really important. I remember when I was interviewing Adaro, he was telling me that if he were to start on these days, he wouldn't have made it because he doesn't like social media at all. So it's like if at that moment it was just about the music, but right now social media is more important even than the music. Like as you said, if you're not there, and you're starting, because if you are like I don't know, a successful artist, look, then you don't need to do anything. Well, still you need to do, because
You still need to.
yeah. I mean, not as much as someone that is starting or that has been for a few years. But if you want to be like on top, even if you're a big artist, I think that you need to be on social media, because people, yeah, people nowadays want to feel close to the artist. You know, because I think that, I don't know, maybe before social media, an artist was like someone unreachable, you know, like a godlike, or someone that you cannot get to know or whatever. And nowadays, since we have social media, everyone wants to feel close to the artist. Like they want to know their day by day what they're doing, if they're having fun or not, if how was the gig, because they want to feel close to the artist.
Yeah,
So
they're
I think
super curious. It's different. It's different. A very different approach. Like when I was telling you, I didn't give a shit. I was not following even anyone, and now I think, wow, these guys are super curious. They want to know everything about me. There's some guys just probing questions every day in my DM about anything. And I think, wow, but people are very curious now. It's different. It's interesting, I must say.
yeah, and also they want you to answer them, and because now it's possible. And if you think about that, uh, everything changed when people started to be able to get to reach you. You know, to reach the artist. When they started to interact, they want more and more from the artist, and I think that it's super time consuming and super stressful, because you cannot be just like a bit like answering to everyone. Like they are commenting on everything, and it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, indeed. At the beginning, like not the beginning, like 2 years ago, we're still replying to everyone. Maybe last year, a little bit less. This year, I'm trying to keep it up. I reply. It takes me a lot of time to reply, but at the end, I always reply to everyone. So it's better late than never.
But at some point, that's going to be impossible, you know?
Yeah, at some point it's gonna be impossible unless you hire someone that replies to the comments. Because I see a lot of big DJs that for sure they have someone handling their social media. I'm pretty sure, because they always reply to all the comments and everything. So that's impossible at some point. But yeah, it will come. There's steps for everything. For now, I do everything by myself.
Okay, so you manage your own social media, but do you get some help? I don't know, for footage or something.
Oh, I learned also how to edit and film. I'm also a video maker. I bought my equipment, so sometimes I teach my friend how to film me. So he came to film my video clips and my performances, and then I edit everything by myself. And yeah, I started it at the beginning because I understood that marketing was important and I had no money to pay someone for the videos or stuff. So I was like, okay, I have to learn by myself. But then I started to love it so much. Oh, I love this. I love editing. I love to do this stuff. So I just brought the camera and everything. And I used to film artists at their gigs, but now it's impossible to, how you say, to organize the date with DJs because, of course, I want to give priority to my gigs to go play.
Of
So I
course.
can't tell someone 2 months before, yo, you're playing there. I want to film you. No, I can come 1 week before if I don't have a gig. Oh, hi. Maybe you need some footage. but there is so many video makers nowadays that now it's impossible to do last minute because they literally write to you 6 months before. Now they're gonna announce at Harmony. Probably if I open my DM, I'm gonna see you need a video maker for Harmony. It's crazy how it developed in the last couple of years, and but it's an amazing job. They did good, absolutely.
Wow, but I mean, you're lucky that you like it. As I said, like there are a lot of people that really hate social media, but as we say, is it possible not to be on them?
No, I meant video editing. I like video editing.
Yeah. No, but still, I mean, but it's good because you do your own videos, you know. So
Yeah.
and that can be really time consuming for someone that doesn't like. I think it's really connected. Like, for example, I'm not an editor, but still, I edit my own videos. I do all this kind of stuff that that even if it's not something that I do love. You know what I love? I love editing like the whole podcast, like the whole video. But doing the reels, I hate it. Like because I just hate it because I need to find like these the special phrases or something that has to have like a hook, and I'm not really good at it. So it's I get I don't know, like I get stressed because sometimes I feel like I'm trying to find something interesting, and I feel like the conversation was super interesting, and I don't want to go into controversial stuff. So I'm thinking all about that all the time. So it's like, oh fuck, like I hate doing this. But yeah, but I mean, at least I don't really hate it. So that's why I keep doing it. So at least that's good because a lot of people really don't like doing like anything of this.
That's true. And you have to do it, and it's super stressful. No, I can imagine. I'm lucky that I like it indeed.
Yeah. Okay. And now to change subjects, what do you think about all the artists that were playing hardcore and making hardcore music and that went straight to uptempo when the trends came up?
I think only that if those people really like uptempo, they did it like because they really like it. I don't see anything wrong in it. But if they did it for business, that's such a pity. So big pity because they didn't believe enough in their self and in their sound. They didn't keep pushing through. And there is some people that really never cared about the hype and kept doing their thing. So I have a huge respect of that. But yeah, it depends if those artists started to make uptempo for passion or for money. And
Yeah, I completely agree. But also, I think that there's like a mid-between point in which I think that all the artists have to evolve and they can just like, not convert themselves to uptempo and especially if they were playing or creating another kind of hardcore. But like just take small pieces of this new genre and just taking them into your own. And because I do think that if you don't join the trend, at not completely, but at least a little bit, you will get like irrelevant at some point. Not for everyone, because as we know, there's still mainstream hardcore or millennium, and there's still euphoric hard style, and all these genres are gonna live forever, but they're not gonna be as big as the new genres. So I think that the artists that are that are smarter are the ones that can take little pieces of these new genres and adapt them to their music.
Yeah, like an Anger Fist, of course. He evolved his sound, but he's still making hardcore. That's super interesting. But you know what? There's something else really interesting because at the beginning, I also thought I get the nice elements of uptempo and put them in my music. Because if you can hear my tracks, the older ones, maybe driven by demons, I don't know, eternal, also 60 shots itself, like they're not fully up tempo, they're still kind of hardcore, but really hardcore, you know. But by doing this, I realized that for people that like up tempo, I'm not up tempo enough, and for the people that like hardcore, I'm too up tempo. So that's where the confusion started. Like, what the hell do I have to do? So then that's where you understand, if you want to make hardcore, it has to be hardcore. You can't get too much elements, and that's why my last releases are fully mainstream, not super hard, because of this reason. And I think that the hardcore listeners are appreciating it much more, because it's not something in the middle. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I understand what you say. Like a good evolution is like Anger Fist. He's still doing mainstream, but not like Back in Time, but not up tempo. So that's a good evolution of the hardcore sound, and that's what I plan to do, something more similar.
Exactly. Or like hardstyle artists that were playing euphoric, but they adapted the kick, the raw kicks, and now they use them in their sound. So it's like this thing where you need to adapt. But for example, I think that what you have done is amazing, because you have been taking all this from up tempo. You have been using it in your own songs, and you are also loyal to your own sound, to the main hardcore. So I think that you are like a good representation of what I'm talking about. So yeah, I wouldn't say this to someone that I didn't think that was doing this.
I really appreciate good answers.
De nada. And by the way, okay, I want to talk also about last year. How was it for you? How was 2024 for you?
Well, 2024 was a nice year. The only thing is that, like, I feel that this last 6 months of 2024, I was doing well. Like, my career was going well, but my mind was not working too good because I had to change agency. So there's like a phase in the career of everyone. I think that you don't know what to do, what are your next steps, how you're gonna get to the next level. So I spent a lot of time. I think I was a bit in my planet, because I was just thinking about what next steps I was going to take. And then I finally decided to join the 666 agency. I had some offers around, and then I chose to go with them. But yeah, beside that, it was a great year. I still performed at big festivals, Harmony, Tomorrowland, So Happy, Continent. They were really special.
And which one was your favorite?
Between Also Happy, yeah. It was the first time I did the live, my live, but in that moment it was not really developed. Like this thing of the live became really fast. My agency said, "Can you make the live for this set?" Like, what do you mean? Oh no! So I had to think about the concept and everything. I managed to do it, but I feel that that live is still a bit too much mainstream. So it's a little bit too much Sakyra. So I'm planning to make it a little bit more extreme, to make a big difference between them. Otherwise, it would be too much the same, you know? But still, it was really amazing, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice. And is it hard to create your own live act?
Well, yes, because you have to think about, well, the name, the concept, what you want to do with it, and how to differentiate also the two things, like why is the live act different than my normal performance, because also the live is more expensive, so you gotta give a reason also to promoters why is this super expensive, you know. And there's also much more work than a normal DJ set, of course, because you mash up everything all together is very difficult. You make it at the computer.
Yeah, because actually it's funny, the live set is more expensive, and it's usually like half an hour, right? Or at least it's less time than a normal set. Yeah. Okay.
But in 30 minutes, you get really 30 tracks. 5 tracks is really crazy.
30 minutes of craziness.
Indeed. So that's the cool thing about the live, that it's all your music mashed up all together, and you just go crazy for half an hour. Really cool experience.
Yeah. And for example, how many times do you think that would be a good amount of playing this live set? Because to make it special, I think that an artist can just set a limit, right? Like, I don't know, if an artist is playing their live set 20 times a year, maybe it's not going to be that special. So
It's
for
not
you,
special.
how is it? Like, do you have a limit, or do you say, I'm just going to play this live set on this year? Or how does it work?
Well, honestly, it's the first year that I do this, and that it has to start properly, because I did it just in July at So Happy. And then the next one that I have, it's like in April at this Tiara's birthday. And so, yeah, at least it give me a lot of time to make the music for it, which is good. But I think that can be 1 year. Can be 1 year. It depends. Then you gotta come up with something new. Also depends how many performances you make with it, because I did the thing last year in summer, but I made only once the live, so I think it still can go on. It depends on how many live performances you get to do, and depends.
Then it was super special then.
Yes, very special.
Okay, I hope to hear it at some point.
Yeah, for sure, you have to.
Yes. By the way, why did you change agency? Or
Why
what's the
did I
main
change
reason
agency?
for someone to change agencies? Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's just at some point you have to go to the next level and experience new opportunities. Nothing wrong with my old agency. Actually, my old agency is still my agency for Belgium only. So we're still in good contact and everything. I have the great 3 years with them. But how can I say this? When you're out of the Dutch market, is a bit difficult. Yeah. And then my Footworks, my agency is from Belgium, my old agency. So that's that made some problems, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want I also want to know what's coming up for this year. Like, is there something special that you can talk about?
Well, except for the live act that I'm gonna release an EP for that. There's what can I say?
Surprises.
What can I say? Yeah, because if I can't say the name of that gig, I can't say much. I can't say much, but I'm gonna work hard on this live and keep releasing my hardcore. I actually made a very, very millennium track, also with millennium kicks, so I'm really curious to release that one, because I never released that track with really old kicks like that. But I'm curious to see how it resonates with the crowds. With the listeners, because with the crowd it works, but I don't know with the listeners after. I hope it's gonna work out well. I really want to make this movement big again.
I'm sure.
If I can.
And is it going to be a surprise of you coming to Spain anytime soon?
I don't have anything planned for now. I'm sad. Hopefully soon.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about festivals, but think of this about you being a guest. Which has been your favorite festival? Like the festival you would recommend someone to attend?
Resonate.
Resonate. Okay.
Resonate, yeah, absolutely. That was my best party always. And actually, I'm sad because I booked to come in Italy in this week. There is Resonate this Saturday, and I forgot about it. So
No way.
I forgot. I hate myself. But absolutely. Resonate is the home of the millennium. So the home of hardcore. So if you really love that genre, that's the best place to be. And also Masterminds. I went to Masterminds. Is a new big millennium party that they made in the Netherlands this year. Man, it was insane. It's cool also because there's only one room. There is one big room and not too many stages, but the people come there are really dedicated. They really want that music. So it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Do you prefer clubs or festivals?
Oh, well, I like both. I always have fun in both, yeah. Don't have a big preference. It depends on the situation and how the festival or club is, the vibe and everything. I love both.
Okay.
Indeed.
Also, I want to know, on the festivals that you have played at, which has been like the best one in terms of how the festival is to the artist, like on the festival that you have felt more welcoming by the festival?
I think it's still So Happy.
Okay.
I think it's still So Happy for talking about the big festivals. And it's so happy is on the French part also of Belgium. So there, like, I really know everyone because I play often in France. I have a lot of French fans. So I felt really, really, really welcome there. Super treatment and everything. Well, also at Fabric, we got the super treatment. There's not a festival, but there is some occasions so that you get a really nice treatment.
Yeah. And you have a fridge full of beer, which I love.
Yes, now you get the drinks. So the first year, I was not getting drinks to pay for them. No, yeah. So it's something that I got after my free drinks.
Wow. Oh, poor of you.
Yeah, no, but it's normal that at the beginning of the career you have to do a lot of sacrifices. I remember here in Italy, I was getting the train without ticket for like 12 hours. Was getting kicked off by the police out of the train because I didn't have money to pay the ticket to reach my gigs and everything. It was horrible.
Wow.
That was little, yeah, and went on for a lot of years. And I must admit that organizers, when you are super little, they really don't care about you. It's you come here for free for everything. Nobody comes to pick you up. We don't give you anything. We just give you the spot on the lineup, and for the rest, fuck off. And so a lot of sacrifice for finally getting something.
And for example, for you, how long did you have to wait, like having these difficulties, until you started to get like a good treatment and a good amount of money and something that you can rely on?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years, and my first also year at the fifth year, it was the year I joined my old agency, Footworks. And I finally started to get some money, of course, very, very, very low fee, but still better than nothing, super excited. Yeah, finally getting some money. But like also the fuel was not even refunded. So you like spend all the money that you get in content, fuel and everything, but still a big achievement, better than getting kicked off by the police from the trains and everything.
Wow.
And and then the second year of Footworks, I start finally to get better money and good treatment.
Okay. And nowadays, you don't work as something else. You're just dedicating yourself to being a producer and a DJ, right?
Yeah. Basically, I do this video editing sometimes for people. Maybe make some video clips. Maybe I can go work in some theaters, do some other stuff, but it's not happening that often. But I mean, I'm still at home during the week, so for me, it wouldn't be bad to also make some extra video making jobs. But I still can live. I finally can live with music, which is
That's amazing.
Big achievement indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and also like, I would like you to say that I was going to say something, but first, I would like you to, now that we're talking about this, I think that you maybe could give some advice to those new artists that are just starting on creating music or becoming DJs. What advice would you give to them?
Well, yeah, don't pretend too much at the beginning. That's main thing, because I hear some producers, some very small producers, that they also just text me out of nowhere, let's make a collab or stuff like that. That's not how it works. It's not pretending these things really fast with nothing is really, really, really wrong. So don't approach people randomly out of nowhere, like present always something. And don't pretend also from promoters and everything money at the beginning or any sort of special treatment, because it doesn't work like that. Be true to yourself and work on social media.
Yeah. Also about what you just said, I think that people has to be patient. I mean, it took you 4 years to at least get, something and to be to maintain yourself from this. And also you said something very, very important, invest in yourself. Like if you need to invest in your image, in your social media, in everything, because at the beginning it's going to be an investment and it's going to take probably a lot of years. Not every artist become famous in a small amount of time. Actually, it takes a really long time.
It's a long time indeed.
Yeah, to become.
It's a long time indeed. And Yeah, but it's always nice to see people starting to do this stuff, and especially young hardcore producers. Also, some new people doing more hardcore than following just the hype. So that's also really nice to see. I got
Yeah.
some little producers sending me tracks and everything, and that's amazing.
And would you like to mention some artists, some new producers that you think will become big?
Very, very new, and I think they will come big. Oh, well, I can't be sure that they will become big.
No, but I mean that you like, that you think that they are producing like really good music.
Oh, how you say? But he's in Most Wanted already. It's not really little. I need to mention someone is really, really small that has nothing. Is this little guy is called Spiritus. He's a French guy. He just,
Okay.
I think he just started, and he's gonna play with me also in March, actually, because I really appreciate the fact that he's trying to do mainstream, but he's just at the beginning. He's really just at the beginning. I really appreciate him. So I'm always happy to help other producers also. If I like their sound, what they're doing, I'm super excited to support them. There's also one Italian producer is called Offensive. I'm talking about people who are not signed anywhere or they have not done anything. But if I talk about people that have potential and they did other stuff, I have some names to I'll tell you later. And yeah, this Offensive is also Italian. He's doing mainstream as well. He sent me his track. I was super excited, and now I asked him to make a set for me for the Toxic Sickness Radio. So yeah, whenever I see something interesting, like I want to help and bring the movement up, because that's how it grows. It doesn't grow when you're alone, and that's pretty sad when other artists, they don't want to support, or they're just jealous and they don't want to share the thing. But it's not how it works. It's not how you create a movement. It's not how you go big, I feel still nowadays a lot of big artists, they don't want to connect because, or maybe they're, I don't know, I don't know what's the problem, but they're really distant, and they don't have this feeling of supporting each other. And I see it also between them. It's not something for me, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it has to be really hard if you cannot find like people that support you. And if, for example, I have said this a lot of times, but there are a lot of artists and producers that are pretty good at making music, but they don't have like these social skills to connect with, to big producers or something, or they are shy and they don't like social media, and it's really hard for them to get their music to
I have the biggest example of producers, the best, really, really the best, but unfortunately he don't like to work much on social media, but he's amazing. Skills Project. He was also Fabric with me.
Okay.
He's amazing as he has to go on the top. He has to go in the sky, he deserves it, and I have full faith that he's gonna get to the top. It's just that this social media thing is a bit annoying, yeah? Some people just really like to be in the studio and that's it. And like me before.
Yeah. But what do you think about, for example, exactly this kind of people, of artists? I think that what they can do to get big is to find someone else. Not being like kind of like a ghost producer, but not a ghost producer. More like Warface, for example, where Yuri isn't the one that is producing, but it's
a team.
Remco. Yeah, exactly. It's a team. And of course, both are involved in whatever. I mean, Yuri is also in the studio helping him, telling him what to do. But the real producer, not the real producer, but the one that it's making all the sounds and playing with
creating the
exactly. It's Remco. So I think that's actually pretty good. Like, if you don't enjoy being the face of your project, I think that you can have someone else that can be the face of the project, and then you can just be happy at the studio, like on this case.
That's true. But yeah, also if you make a project into, you have to consider that then you have to split everything also.
Of course, yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you have to consider before doing that. But it's something that it works. It's a smart thing to do. I agree with you. Absolutely. Because at the end, it's also doing social media is a full-time job as well. Producer is also a full-time job. So if you are one head, it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Sakyra. So we're all about to end, but first, I would like I would like to know what's the weirdest thing that you have seen on a rider of someone else. You don't have to mention the artist, but just if you have seen something weird on a rider.
And I seen something weird on the right.
Besides sick mode with his Pokemon.
With the Dragon Ball, what's they call the Dragon Ball can or the Pokemon can? I didn't see it personally. I just heard it around. So I'm thinking of something that I saw personally. Doesn't come to my mind. I don't got it in my mind.
What do you order or what do you have on your rider?
Well, actually, it was vodka Red Bull only now.
That's good.
But now my new agent, he was like, "Well, why don't you get also a bottle of gin? So you have to. Isn't that too much? I don't drink that much. No, you can get it. So now I have one gin, one vodka, one Red Bull, and the tonic water and the sparkling water as well. That's too much stuff for me. I always tell him like I don't do anything with that."
I mean,
But I can share it with people. I can give it to people, so that's
exactly. Next time that I see you, you can give me just a glass of gin or something.
got a lot to give you.
Yes.
100%.
I would drink it, even though I'm a beer guy and I always love drinking beer. But
Yeah.
if you have that many alcohol to spare, like
Yes.
I would accept one.
Absolutely. I'm gonna come indeed.
Yeah. Do you like to party after your sets?
A lot, yeah. I always want to stay till the end. When they want to bring me away, I'm broken. No, I really want to stay till the end.
And at Fabric, did you stay at the end? Till the end?
No, we couldn't. We had to leave 1 hour earlier.
Oh, well, but it was okay. By the way, who else did you went to see? Did you went to somewhere else?
Actually, we went to after party in the hotel after. I have no idea what happened, but at 8 in the morning, we were still awake.
Wow.
It kept on going. We're just in the room. We had a super nice room. The pool, the hotel was like every floor was looking different. So I went. I made the tour of all the hotel alone. In the elevator, I was just going to check the hotel. Yeah, I love it.
Nice. Then you had a great time.
A lot at the time of my life in Africa.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you two more questions. One, which I was gonna ask at the beginning and I completely forgot. It's where did the name Sakyra comes from?
Oh, actually, I woke up one day out of nowhere and I had this name in my mind. No, actually, before Sakyra, I called myself Manya. Don't ask me why. But there was already one girl called like this, and somebody told me, "Yo, there is already one Manya," and I was like, "Oh, okay, fuck it, I don't care. It's just from one day here, so I don't care." And one day I just woke up out of nowhere, and this name Sakyra reminded me of a tiger, of something. In Asia Oriental. I'm not Italian, I'm Palestinian. I was born in Italy, but my parents are Palestinian, so we are from the Oriental part. And I had the feeling that the name Sakyra reflects with a tiger. And the tiger is also my logo now. And I think the tiger is the perfect animal that can represent hardcore for me because it's a fierce and free animal. And a hardcore animal, so that's how it was born. It all a trip into my mind. At the end, there is nothing that came.
But it's nice. I mean, it has like a deeper meaning, at least for you, So it's nice. I like it. It's better than I don't know, just getting a random word.
No. I invented it, and then I checked on the internet if there was already a Sakyra, and there was no Sakyra, but I forgot about Shakira. Jesus Christ. They made me notice, like, after a long time, somebody called me Sakyra, like, what is this?
Sakyra.
Where is Sakyra? I thought, what the fuck is this? Are you kidding? Oh, that's how you pronounce your name, right? Oh, no. And that's when I realized that a lot of people were going to make fun of me and call me Shakira.
Actually, when I was telling my girlfriend about this interview, and when I said like your name, she just said actually Shakira.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, no.
You see, and especially in Spain, they pronounce it all Sakyra. Or in Spain, they also, and oh my God, in the Netherlands, they call me Sakyra once.
Sakyra.
What the hell? And then I was really freaking away. I didn't think of the pronunciation when I gave myself the name. But yeah, of course, you don't even think about going worldwide when you give yourself a name or something.
Yeah, I think that unless you have your name in English, everyone will pronounce your name as they want because it's hard. Unless it's on English, I think English is the only language where you can have like your artist name and everyone, or most of the people, will pronounce it correctly.
Indeed, indeed. Unless it's like an English word, it's gonna be fucked up.
Yes. But it's funny. And people
really
will remember
funny.
you. I mean, your name is sticky, you know, like because it reminds you of Shakira. So it's fine. I
But it
think it's
stays in the mind. That's
exactly.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So Shakira, I'm going to ask you your last question. I would like to know, how would you like to be remembered on the hardcore scene?
Oh, I want to be remembered as the person that is trying to bring the hardcore back, millennium hardcore back. So I hope it will become true, or at least that I tried. Maybe I can't make it, but at least I want to remember as the person that really put the effort and her life to bring this music back.
Perfect. Okay. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
And I hope to see you again pretty soon here on Madrid.
I hope so as well. A lot. Gracias. I enjoyed it a lot as well.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you very much, everyone. Please subscribe to my channel, comment, like it, and see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Ciao.